Welcome to Sylvan Springs, Rome City, Indiana. My name is Nick Chester. I am the historical tour guide for the facility here. There's 192,000 square feet. There are 248 rooms in this building. The land that this property sits on was used by the Native American Indians as a place of peace and truce. They came here because of the springs located in the hill. They believed that they had magical powers, and they also believed that in order to make it to their heaven, they had to behave themselves here. So this has been a place of peace for hundreds of years. The last of the Indians left here in 1840, forced out by the government to Kansas. A family by the name of Bucher had this specific property. They were here for 3 generations. In the late 1880s, early 1890s, they wanted to move, sell the property, and they sold it to a doctor from St. Joe, Michigan, who used spring water as treatments for a health spa. He came here in 1895 and opened his health spa. The other end of this main building, the first third of it, was built by him. He was soon overwhelmed with work, and so as a result, he asked his priest to get him help, and they put him in touch with the Sisters of the Precious Blood from Maria Stein, Ohio, who were medically trained nuns. They came here, studied with him for 2 years, learned his techniques, and in 1902 they bought him out. Finally, by 1976, their business was still good. They were still making a profit, but they couldn't maintain the thing with the help that they had on hand. There weren't enough sisters to do the work. They sold it unbeknownst to them to a third party through a lawyer who bought it for the Way Bible College, which was a cult out of Ohio. When we got the buildings back in 1999, the Way College decided to move to Coaldale, Colorado, and when they left everything here intact, included knives, forks, and spoons up to farm tractors and everything in between. September 25th, 1956, she was finishing evening prayers after supper. She was down in the side room off of the sanctuary, and she became aware of something or someone beside her. She didn't look up, but she saw a white gown and a blue sash. That was the first appearance of the Blessed Mother to Sister Millie, and she confirmed the fact that she had appeared as Our Lady of Lourdes, which is identified by that blue sash. And she told Sister Millie, "I do that so that you might know who I am." She appeared here 4 more times to Sister Millie, and always in flowing white garments without the sash.
As I was taking the pictures, I saw this here image come from the sky, and just like in steps, it would come down. And I happened to be taking pictures right at that time, and then the image just appeared right in front of the chapel down here on the outside of the chapel, which was a very special thing to me.
There is a room up here on the 2nd floor down in Central Hall that was a bed and breakfast room that we redid in 2000 to 2002, and that particular room was painted with the same paint that we have everywhere else in the building, and we've not had that problem anywhere else. But one day, about 4 years after we had painted it, and the east wall in that room around the headboard had oil streaming down the wall. None of the rooms above or below or on either side have anything like it. She went down and she got her scrub stuff, and she went up and scrubbed all the oil off the wall. And the next morning when she went back, it was streaming again. We had some samples sent out anonymously to an independent laboratory. They didn't know where it came from. And they said that the oil was an olive oil of Mediterranean origins. Sometimes when it's weeping very strongly, we allow people to harvest that oil. They will wipe it on gauze or cotton and take it with them. There was a well down here below the drive that fed the gentleman's wading pool. That well, that specific well that you ask about, went dry, quit running in 1975, the year before the sisters sold the property. 2007, on Good Friday afternoon, started flowing, and it was flowing at about 40 gallons a minute. But since that started flowing again, we've had several physical cures and healings brought on by the faithful using that water.
They was going to remove the cancer out, and I had always come in the chapel and prayed anyway, just normally been here every day. It's a good place, you know, you might as well pray here. And so I went ahead 2 weeks before the cancer was supposed to be removed out. It was more or less like I was kind of spoke to and said, you need to do a different prayer. You need to add more in your prayer. And at that time, I had no idea. It was just like it was right there, and I was supposed to claim my healing 7 times, and then the 8th time I claimed my healing and honored the Blessed Mother Mary. So I went into the doctor on October the 28th to have the cancer removed, and all that time I had been praying for the healing of the cancer. And when they got me ready to go in for surgery and things, why, all at once it was just like that there was a figure there, and I was automatically brought in to the chapel here. Everything was here down in the front part of the chapel here in front of the statues. And both statues were just like live form. And over beside of the Blessed Mother, there was like angels flying around, all around her. So when it was just kind of like that I was back at the doctor's office then, and I was real quiet, and his daughter asked me what was wrong with me, and I said, well, I just had an experience. I said that I didn't even feel worthy to have. I said, but I was not here in this office. I said, I was took to the chapel in Sylvan Springs.
There's something special supposed to take place here. That's how we truly feel.
The place at this point is available to the general public to come and visit, experience the peacefulness and the quiet, and come with an open mind and an open heart, not expecting anything, and just absorb the joy and the peace that's here.